Shalom, and I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakakodash. Double honors to my teachers, the head apostles, and others of Great Millstone, and salutations to you, Akim, that's out there listening, pushing for this word with truth and sincerity, and your few Akwath as well that's listening with sincerity. All right, today, just coming back at you guys through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and I'm just going to make a lesson. Really, it's going to be based around this precept here. That's really what gave me inspiration to make this lesson. Without further ado, man, I'm going to read the precept. And then, Lord willing, this lesson will be edifying. All right. This is Zechariah 1 and verse 15. I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease. For I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. All right. This is the Lord speaking. All right. He said he's displeased at the heathen that are at ease, man. All right. All these other nations, all right, outside of Israel, studying with the nation of Esau, Edom. All right. He was a little displeased, but what? They helped forward the affliction. All right. Till this day, what? They're still afflicting the Lord's chosen people, man. All right. Till this day, man, the heathen are still afflicting us, man. That's why Jake doesn't prosper in this world, man. Okay, Jake starts a business and then Esau comes, oh, you have to pay this, you have to pay that. And then now the business crashes, all right? The heathen are helping forward the affliction. You can't prosper in this world, man, because of these heathens, man. All right, starting with Esau Edom, because he's the head chief, he's the head chief, man. All right? Matter of fact, let's get this in Jeremiah, okay? This is Jeremiah 51. All right. Bear with me for a minute. I think it's 50. Let's see. Jeremiah 50 and verse 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. Talking about the two kingdoms of Israel, talking about the southern and the northern kingdom. All right, the southern that's ruled by the head tribe of Judah, and then the northern that's ruled by Ephraim, the tribe of Ephraim. All right, so they were oppressed together, right? And mainly they were oppressed together where? In America, in Babylon the Great, right? Okay, and the other nations are also, where Israel is scattered, but mainly in Babylon the Great. All right. And all that took them captives held them fast and refused to let them go. All right. All that took us captives, they refused to let us go, man. All right. They refused. That's how this ties in with the Zechariah 1 and verse 15. Right. The Lord was just a little displeased, but what? They helped forward the affliction. Till this day, hey, they're not letting us go. We're still captive under these other nations, starting with the head tribe of Esau, man. All right. And the Lord did say in that same book of Zechariah, right? So like it, Zechariah, all right, chapter 2 and verse 8. He said, what? Thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. All right. For he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye. So whatever nation that touches us, it's like they're touching the Lord's apple of the eye. In other words, the black part, whatever color that eye may be, green, brown, light brown. All right. That's the apple of the eye, okay? So he that toucheth Israel, it's like you're touching the Lord's apple of the eye, man. Imagine that. Yo, you got a little dirt in the apple of your eye. That shit hurts, man. Yo, somebody pokes you in the eye. That shit hurts, okay? And these heathens, what they've been doing, they've been poking us in the eye. I mean, they've been poking, they've been poking the Lord's eye, okay? When they're afflicting us, when they come, when Jacob, like example, like I brought up earlier, when Jake opens a business and they come and, bring all type of taxes, all right, they say this, that, the third, and then now the business fails. That's like them touching the Lord's apple of his eye, man. Okay, they're scrubbing at the Lord's apple of his eye, man. Okay, they're refusing to let us go. Matter of fact, they're having counsels on how to keep us down, man. You see, and how to keep us in a low base, and on how to not make us prosper in the world, man. When Esau is having this council, the UN, NATO, so on and so forth, Jake is not up in there, man. But these other nations are in there, Elam, so on and so forth, they're in there, Ishmael, okay, but Jake is not up in there. Because what? They're talking about Jake and how to keep him down. You see? Matter of fact, let's move on from here and get this in Jeremiah. Okay, 33. Um, and verse. Bear with me for a minute. Yeah, in verse 24, considerest thou not, Salakia, let's read that, getting a bit too excited here. Okay, this is Jeremiah 33 and verse 24. Considerest thou not what this people have spoken, saying, the two families which the Lord hath chosen, all right, those two families are what? The southern and the northern kingdom, all right, because we know in the book of Kings, after the reign of Solomon, what? The kingdom of Israel was separated in what? Kingdom of Judah and the kingdom of Ephraim, you could say, southern and northern kingdom, all right? So those are those two families with the Lord, which the Lord has chosen, what? Okay? He hath even cast them off. All right. Thus they have despised my people, that they should be no more a nation before them. You see, they have despised my people. Who's that they? These other nations. They have despised us, man. All right. That they should be no more a nation before them. Because what? Why are they doing that? Let's go into Revelation 11. All right. Those two prophets which tormented them. Right. This is Revelation 11. Let's start at verse 8. Okay. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of that great city, of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. All right. Well, that's talking about America. Okay. Sodom representing the alphabet shit that's going on over there. Okay. And Egypt representing that bondage. All right. That's why I say spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, because that two combined. America's at the highest state of wickedness, man. This is the most wickedness kingdom on the history of kingdoms, man. All right. And that their bodies is talking about what? Our people being in a dead state. If you go in Proverbs 21 and 16, if I'm not mistaken, it says, he that goeth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. And our people, they have gone out the way of understanding. Okay, if you read Isaiah 1 and verse 3, it tells you what? The ox knoweth his master's crib, and the ass his owner, roughly paraphrasing, but my people doth not. Matter of fact, let's get it real quick, all right? Okay, this is Isaiah 1 and verse 3. It says what? The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider. Okay, Israel doth not know their owner, their master. They don't know Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, man. Therefore what? They're in the congregation of the dead. Therefore they're not alive. Okay, because only when Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai is with us, that's when we're alive. But when he's not with us, when he turns his face away, now we're in a dead state. Now these other nations, they could take advantage of us. All right, that's why in Lamentations 2, matter of fact, let's get that, okay? And Lamentations, okay? And also, if I'm not mistaken, there's a precept, if I'm not, it's either in Tobit, I know it's in the Apocrypha, where it talks about how, like, when these other nations are saying, when the Lord is with us, all right, we prosper. But when the Lord is not with us, we don't prosper. Therefore, that's when they could come and take advantage of us when the Lord turns his face away, okay? Because now we're at a low state. Now our power is not with us. It shows you why it is important for us to worship Yahweh Shem Yahushua and to keep following his commandments, okay? Because when we do that, that's when we prosper. That's when these other nations, they fear us, all right? Because that's when the Lord is with us. What happened at the time of Egypt, man? All the nations abroad, they heard of how the Lord brought us out of the land of Egypt, all right? The harlot, right? What did she say? I forgot her name. She said to those two spies that Joshua sent, what? We have heard of the fame of how your Lord brought you out of the land of Israel. That fame went abroad. You see? So when the Lord is with us, all these other nations, they know. Okay, that's why. Matter of fact, let's read this real quick, and then we're going to go back to that Revelation 11, okay? Talking about the two prophets which tormented them, all right? This is Lamentations 2. And verse 15, all that pass by clap their hands at thee, and hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? So when they pass at us, that's what they're saying, because what? We're at a low state. The Lord is not with us. We're the valley of that dry bones that's in the book of Ezekiel 37. Okay? So now that's the standard of beauty. That's the Lord's people. Look at them, man. Their pants are sagging. They're killing each other. All right? They're on crack, and they're doing this. That's not how the Lord's people are supposed to behave themselves. I thought they were royal people. Look at them, man. This is the Lord's people. Okay, that's them mocking us. All right? Because what? The Lord has turned his face away from us. Because what? We transgressed the laws. Okay, Daniel 9 and 11. Okay? Verse 16, all thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly, this is the day that we look for. We have seen it. We have found it and we have seen it. See, this is the day that they look for. Okay? Now they have swallowed us up because that's the day they look for. We have seen it. We have found it. We have seen it. That's why it says what those two prophets which tormented them, because they've been looking, okay, to be on top of us, man. Okay? Because when we're in rulership, they weren't under us. Okay? When we were in rulership, Esau was under us, man. And the type of kings, there was a certain king that was like throwing Edomites off cliffs, man. Okay? David, when his mighty men, he was slaying Edomites, man. And the Philistines, so on and so forth. All these other nations, they were catching hell under us, man. Okay? Because what? Really, these other nations, they're servants unto us. We could do whatever we like unto them, man. And that time's going to come when the kingdom is established. It's going to be like that, man. Righteous order. And these other nations, they're going to serve us. All right? And we're going to beat them with a rod of iron. That's why it says in Revelation 2. Matter of fact, let's get Revelation 2 before we get that Revelation 11. All right? The spirit is moving, man. Precepts are popping. We got to get them. All right? So like if I'm going to fast, that's the spirit. All right? This is Revelation 2. Is it 2? Yeah, it's 2. Yeah. Revelation 2. And verse 26, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them. You see, if you're enduring to the end, what? The Lord's going to give you power over the nations, okay? And this is mainly talking about Israel, okay? Mainly the elect, because only the elect is going to endure to the end, all right? So he that endures to the end, what? The Lord is going to give him power over the nations. And what? And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. What's a rod of iron, man? A rod of iron. Literally what it says, a rod of iron, man. Mainly is going to that spiritual power, okay? Because when the kingdom is established, you're going to have spiritual power, all right? Our body's going to be changed. We're going to be made likened unto Yahweh Shai, all right? 1 Corinthians 15, okay, in verse 51, it tells you what? We're going to change in the twinkling of an eye, all right? He shall rule them with the rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. You see, we're going to beat these nations into submission. We're going to beat these nations, man. Because what? Right now, us being at the bottom state, what? They're giving hell unto us, man. Okay? They don't respect us, all right? All these other nations, they hate us. You go into a store, we go to a Chinese store. Nigga, buy quick, buy quick. Buy quick. Because they already have, Jake has that stigma when they go into a store, this guy's about to steal, okay? You come with a hoodie into a corner store, they already think you're going to steal. And most of these corner stores, it's either Elam or Moab, all right, that owns these type of stores, man. And then when you go in, what? They already have looking at you wrong. They're giving you eyes, walking around with the same aisle that you're walking in, looking for something, thinking you're going to steal. You see? That's why, when we have that power over them, we're going to beat them with a rod of iron. Because what? They've been disrespecting us, man. The Lord's chosen people, they've been disrespecting us, man. Okay? So the time's going to come, the Lord's going to reap vengeance, man. All right? So now let's get that Revelation 11. All right, Revelation 11, in verse 8. Again, and their dead body shall lie in the great city. So like it. Let me read that again. Revelation 11 and verse 8. And their dead body shall lie in the street of thy great city. Of the great city. And we know what that great city is, which is America, right? Which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. Our Lord was crucified. Really is talking about the image of the Lord being taken down. Because now, you have that picture of Caesar Borgia. All right, that faggot, no melanin, straight hair. When you read Revelation 1 and 7 on down, Revelation 1, verse 12 or so, it tells you what the Lord has a hair of wool. His hair is not straight. He doesn't have blue eyes. It tells you his eyes was red. Okay, so that's where our Lord was spiritually was crucified. They put out the image of the Lord. They blotted out. They put their own image instead. Okay. Verse 9, and they of the people, kindreds, of tongues, and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. Okay, talking about they know that we're the Lord's chosen people. Okay, these other nations, they know. Okay, they know. They might know directly, but in the spirit, they know because they have a hatred towards Jake, man. Okay? That means what? They see us in the low state, but they're not telling us that we're the Lord's chosen people. You see, especially Esau, Edom, these elites, they know who we are, man. They know. That's why they put so much money and so much effort on, to keeping that in the dark. Whenever we're coming out with this truth now, telling, came now saying, we're the Lord's chosen people, right? But what they're doing, all type of moves, putting all type of guidelines, to try to cover the truth. Okay? We can say we're black, we're American. As soon as we say we're Israelite, that's what, oh, no. You're not Israelites. No. Chill. You see? Shows you we're really the Lord's chosen people. Okay? And they know what? And they're not suffering our dead bodies to be put in graves. Okay? And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry and shall send gifts to one another because these two prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth. This is the point I want to get here. You see? They because these two prophets tormented them that dwell upon the earth. These two prophets talking about the southern and the northern kingdom. When we're in rulership, these other nations, again, they were under us. We're, giving them hell. In other words, man. Okay? When the Lord was with us, when the Lord said, yo, go to this nation and kill all the cattle, all the girls, all the men, there was no mercy, man. You have to really put that in your mind. How, it was really graphic, man. There's a pregnant girl of the, other nation. The Lord said, don't have pity. You have to kill all that nation, man. Okay, during the time of Kings, Joshua, Judges, when we're going into war, man, it was war, man. We're going to war against these other nations. We had no mercy, man. Whatever the Lord said, we had to do it. Because we know if we didn't do it, the Lord is going to what? He's going to put these curses upon us, okay? And then with the curses coming upon us, these other nations are going to be above us. And then what we didn't want to do, they're going to do it unto us. And that's what really happened, man. All right, that's why when the Lord said to do something, we had to do it. That's why these two prophets, they tormented them that dwell upon the earth, man. Okay, and that's why now they're having all these counsels and how to keep us in a lower state. Okay, now let's get Psalms. All right, 83. Salak 83. I'm gonna start at verse 1. A song or psalm of Asaph. Keep not thou silence, O Most High. Hold not thy peace and be not still, O Most High. So Asaph saying, don't keep silence, because these heathens, they're ruling over us, man. Lord, you said that the earth is made for our sakes. How come these heathens are ruling over us? You said these other nations like a spit onto you. They said they're like the drop of a bucket. How come now they're ruling over your chosen people, man? How long are you going to keep silence and not have judgment, not bring judgment and bring us on top to rule these nations with a rod of iron, man? Because they're disrespectful, man. All right? They're touching the apple of your eye, Lord. You see, that's what Asaph is basically saying in a nutshell, all right? For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, all right? In other words, they're making a council, all right? And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken, like I said, counsel. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. All right. They have consulted against thy people, being what? The nation of Israel, starting with the so-called blacks, so-called Native Americans, and so-called Latinos, and other Israelites that scattered abroad among these other nations. All right. They have consulted against us, man. You see, against thy hidden ones. All right. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. See, that's what they have said. All right. They have consulted together with one consent. They consulted together with one consent. All these other nations, they consulted, man, on how to take us out, man. Because they know that we're the Lord's chosen people. They know when we're in power, they're going to be at the fucking bottom, man. That's why they're having these fucking councils on how, to take us down, to keep us in a lower state. All right, Esau putting pork in everything for a vibration to be low, for us to not be connected with the Lord anymore. All right. Promoting adultery with these celebrities, making Jake commit adultery, putting guns in the neighborhoods. They're keeping us in a lower state because they know what the Lord chosen people, man. They know when the Lord is with us, it's done for them, man. Okay, that's why they're having these councils, man. All right? They have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacle of Edom. You see, the top number one enemy is fucking Esau Edom, man. The so-called white man. All right? He's the number one fucker on the list, man. Salaki for my language, man. All right? And Ishmael of Moab, the Hagarenes, Gabal, Ammon, and Amalek. You see, Esau's mentioned 2 times, man, because Amalek is one of the tribes of Esau. And Amalek today is, the big-nosed people that's in our land, man. The people that stole our identity, calling themselves Jews, those big-nosed niggas, man. That's Amalek, man. You see, Edom is mentioned 2 times because the Lord, throughout the scriptures, when Edom is mentioned, the Lord always has a fucking, always has a hatred for them, man. All right? Especially Amalek, if I'm not mistaken, in the time of Moses, right? The Lord told Moses to rehearse this in the ears of Joshua. He's gonna have war with Amalek throughout generation, roughly paraphrasing. Because Esau, he's a man. When the Lord comes back, man, Esau's gonna catch it, man. All right. The Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre, Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah. So all these nations, they are confederate together. They have taken one counsel together on how to keep us down. Because when we're in rulership, we're tormented them. But now we know the Lord's going to come back and He's going to hey, have vengeance, all right? He's going to have vengeance, man. Okay, for what? For them touching the apple of his eye. Okay, now let's get this. Is it Zephaniah? Bear with me for a minute. Let's see. I think no, it's not a Zephaniah. I think it's a Micah. Bear with me for a minute. Okay. Let me type it. Never heard. Then okay, this is the book of Micah 5 and verse 15. And I will execute vengeance and anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard. All right, the Lord's gonna execute judgment upon them, such as they have never heard, man. Okay, because of all these atrocities, all these counsels they have, all have to keep us down. They've been they've been touching the Lord's apple of his eye, man. So what? The Lord's gonna bring up a hefty judgment upon them, starting with the Salaki tribe of Esau, man. Okay? Because what? When we started off with this lesson, what? Zechariah 1 and 5, the Lord was but a little displeased, but what? These heathen helped forward the affliction. Till this day, they're still keeping us down. To this day, all right? We're in captivity under these other nations, man. Started with the head tribes of Esau, man. Till this day, these other nations are disrespecting us. So what? When the Lord comes back, hey, he's going to execute judgment, right? Such as they have never heard. Okay? Hey, so with that, man, I'm going to close it off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Okakudash. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Until next time, I'm going to say shalom.